about the top 3, especially from day number 1 and how they looked. Mongrel, Mitro, and Tayson landing over.
Mira Mongrel cayendo en su spot, mi niño.
In day number 2.
Mi niño.
Mongrel, guapo.
The best POI, but the second best POI, in my opinion, over at Doom's Domain. We're checking in with what's our third place team, which was Benji,
Vale.
and
Benji.
They are contesting similarly to
Benji, Oliver, los mandos del balón.
Bueno, ahí están todavía cayendo. Esos chavales son unos campos.
¿El Yanni?
They're looking
Benji.
strong,
¿Dónde
and,
está?
the Twitter was going wild about Sweaty Sands last night. They were
Arriba,
talking
arriba,
about
en
it
el
heavily
edificio.
because it is a fantastic drop spot.
Coño, con Tyson. Cuidado con Tyson, gente. Bueno, Tyson. Tiene aimbot.
With Tayson, Mitro, and Mongrel, the reason they find themselves in this low ground chaos is because
Yo tampoco.
Cammy, Artur, and Raxo saved all their shockwaves.
Uy, leche.
Saved their actual crash pads. Took height in the 8th zone. These guys only
Es de
had
mando.
to sustain, not retake height.
Oh,
And they ended
oh,
up
el mando,
falling.
el
Here's
mando.
Benji and Savage
Adiós, el
continuing
mando.
that fight with a dual media trio over at Doom's Domain. Let's goes down.
Savage.
It's just Savage and Benji left in the end game.
Yeah, it's just Savage and Benji left. They did what they could, but that fight took them way too long. They ended up being in the zone with 2 other trios
¿De
in the
dónde?
second zone.
Bueno,
Still in
Savage.
Doom's Domain, made them
Ah.
rotate late, and that left them with horrible
¿Quién es
materials
este?
because they ended up getting focused in that end.
Algo, ¿cómo se deja de enfocar?
And Janice in the end game as well.
Al mismo
Dándole
botón.
nuevo al,
Shambles, it looks like all these day 2 trios have improved.
al
These
botón
day one
al que le
fight
diste
with
para
top
centrar,
performers, the
el
top
mismo.
3 are looking to repeat
Bro, el
things,
Raxon.
but they
El
want
Raxon
to
este
back
tiene
up
aimbot,
these
te lo
teams,
juro.
such as
Mira, mira.
Raxo, Artur, and Cammy are closing out these games.
RR se acaban de
Like I
cargar ahí,
kinda alluded to
normal.
earlier, these guys took
No,
out with their
Picardo.
shockwave plays in that last moving zone, and because
Escucha, a mí se me
Mitro
queda la
did not
pantalla
have
pillada.
enough materials to maintain the high ground, they could not
Alberto.
take it back at that point. It was secured for Cammy, Raxo,
Que yo
and
todavía
Yo
tengo,
paso
que yo,
Jugamos
que yo
al cuadrado,
todavía
¿eh?
estoy viendo Parque Placenquero, el dominio, ¿no?
No, es que para que se te arregle eso le tienes que dar a Alt y F4.
No, sepa que es, sepa que es.
No, deportivo, no me tiene.
Malo. Malo, que eres malo, quita gordo.
Tú, que ya deja la marca.
Yes, it is. We are seeing some new trios who are trying to meet the performance of our day 1 trios.
Ale, yo no lo puedo
Tú, que ya deja la marca. Quita
Sometimes
eso.
the sequel, it can be better than the original. We all talk about movies here. Sundown, you've seen it before. And here's take a look at our game 2 of 7 here in the grand finals.
Otra.
And we're going to see a
Otra.
finish here up in the Northwest region, which is going to really favor that Doom's Domain.
Tiene una
and more
botella,
importantly,
ahora cuando la pongo de
Sweaty
pie.
Sands trio.
Yeah, what is going on? Just
¿Qué haces,
slowly
Sandra?
to the west
De ahí
there
cuando
of the
gane.
ruins. There's like 3 different teams and 3 different triangles all fighting over
Ahora
kind
que hay
of
un
the one
pantano.
Kingston chest that's guaranteed in that area and a couple
Hola.
others, so a couple scavenger routes that are
¡Hostia!
directly on top
Rubén.
of each other.
Parecía que te Rubén, tú.
Scavenger routes. This is our
Ay,
match
pequeñito.
number 6 winner
Tío,
as we
es verdad, o sea.
over to
Parecía,
now the official
tú, ahora
backside
cuando
round,
sale
the back
Among
half
Us y en
of the
vez de
games
una
here.
mascota de su
Matches
personaje
7
igualito
through
de
12.
pequeño, sale
Right
Rubén
now,
ahí.
again,
Hola.
Hotel
this
Flip.
morning, it's who can catch Mongrel, Mitro, and Tayson. And despite the fact that this trio was able to take
Un
away
millón de
the
ping.
victory, they were able to sneak up there into a 4th place with 3 eliminations. So still a 17-point game coming out of them there. As you can see, a little
Gente,
bit
estoy
on how
jugando.
the scavenger execution kind of goes
Muy
about.
bien.
The key is maximizing the
Rubén ahí
trio,
abajo.
getting enough distance covered to kind of scout
Vamos,
where you're
Rubén,
able to
cae,
go to next and see if there's anybody who can potentially
parece que lo está
ambush who's also
persiguiendo,
running
tío.
one of these routes. But so far, not going to happen. So we're going to swing back on board here to commence
Sí.
Pecos and Floki.
¿Estás bien?
And we talked about
Está
this
bien.
already, Sundown. This is one of those
Nada,
trios that were
llevo
very
una
deadly
escoba
and deep.
y uno.
Get up really quickly to get those
Llevo
items.
cua-
You mentioned
45
8 minutes or
tomates,
less,
tú.
and they get an elim. They average about 5 elims in the
Mano,
qualifiers and heats.
no.
They look really good. You picked them as well to walk
Nope.
away as the grand finals champion. And we had some day 1 jitters, a little bit of stumbling blocks. And now they're just seeing this new opportunity. They took a break that is so important. Now we're at that official halftime point. You just to be able to change your playbook, just to change your trajectory. And like we mentioned, it's just a shift in just a little bit. You don't have to do anything too crazy. Just a simple shift could get you back up into the leaderboard standings.
Qué duda.
And one thing to note too is they had just two
Toma, Iron Man.
really
Rubén,
close
me lo suelta.
where they weren't able to get
Me lo suelta, porfa. Ensúltame el arco.
right hand side, each elimination being a point, but the placement started to tick in once you're in the top 17. And for a trio
¿Dónde
like
la has
this
cogido?
in particular, they thrive
de una
on
parte de por
consistently
ahí.
getting placement points. They're not necessarily known for those
Aquí hay.
absolutely
Sí,
massive
en el
numbers on
concierto,
rounds.
prácticamente.
They're more than capable of winning a game, but it's not typical for them to be getting those 50,
Oye, puerco, ¿has cogido mi arco?
eliminations, VRs back
No.
to back. They did it.
Oye, deja mi arco,
However, now we're gonna
puerco.
swing over to a little bit of contention going on. It's the
Que
battle
tiene
here
36 balas, se me ha
the
costado
main, and
demasiado.
yet again, as we saw during the qualifier 3 rounds, Benji and Co.
Las balas en la máquina expendedora del arco. ¡Adiós!
Cuenta que farmea.
Benji tiene el poder de Doom. Tiene el poder de Doom. Benji Fishy. Benji. La típica persona de esta que arruina.
Mr. Savage let cheese and Benji's slow starts.
Fuera.
If they could shake off that slow start,
Luca, mira,
maybe Benji
feo.
could kind of put a run together to contest with Mongo's
Pero
trio,
Javi,
to
has cogido
contest with
bala.
Vandalix. But right now, so far, we're just seeing another slow start here, Sundown. Just a little bit. I mean, we maybe see the early signs of it. You know what I mean? Like I'm tasting the air. And I can taste
Está
that
flotando.
slow start.
And the one thing to note is about the slow starts today, you think, yeah, well, we got 7 games today. That's one more than we normally get. Like, it's okay. There's time as Birds are there. Gets picked up by Benji in a nice little 50-50.
Y encima de todo tiene el
swap
pod.
over there to the Epic AR. Lechi is also going to be able to get
¿Qué es el
pick up there on the
poch?
side. Benji's going to find the other one, and Lechi doesn't get
Un millón-
converted.
un
So
millón de
saving some
vidas
key
de ti.
resources there as well, not having to go over and utilize the reboot. We'll have to find some additional white
No,
they have the bandage
no,
cannon, so
no.
not going to lose too much, but I mean, we've talked about it. Everyone is playing catch up to Tayson, Mitro, and Mongrel, and
Hola.
one slow game. They got 17
Ah.
points last game, so all of a sudden that difference at the top, specifically,
Tengo el
if you're
mejor
Benji,
lugar de
Savage,
todos.
Lexi, you lost
Jodida.
12 points last game. You have to make that up some way, shape, or form. And if these guys don't go down, they don't see kind of that classic patented Mongrel over aggression where he kind of overreaches a little bit in the early and the mid game, and they keep getting their Storm Surge tags. I think again
Tengo el
it's
mejor
gonna turn
lugar de
into a
todos.
race for
Fuera.
second.
I mean, the biggest fear as
Fuera,
well
gordo.
is that
Que te
somebody
meto
or
ahí,
some
caos.
trio just decided to do 50.
No, que venga del cuerno,
It happened
Que te mete el
before.
cuerno
They
por
did
donde no
lose
te
their spot
cabe.
early in qualifiers when Jazzbase Trio, who is in the grand finals, mind you, kind of
Con el
contested. They
culo.
kind of started to lose it, but I think that woke up MMT. That woke up this trio to let them know, look, we're going to have to understand that someone will
A ver, es
contest us
complicado,
at
¿no?
some point. And they just obliterated Jazzbase Trio in that next day in that tournament. So that is what we're kind of watching here. It's like, will it happen? Could it happen? We already seen OCE and Link's trio slip from that first place, going all the way down to 7th place or so. It could happen, but so far, I don't taste it in the air. I only smell Grand
Javi,
Challenge.
¿cómo lo
Grand
haces,
Final
tío?
champion here.
And that would be such a key kind of
Había
feather in
brincado.
these guys' cast. We talked about them being some of the strongest and best players in the world, and right now trying to put that on display, utilizing again. We talked about this as well. The first shot accuracy from the Stark Industry rifle and the high base damage of it. The fact that it still hits for 35, even at maximum range. And
¿Que le he
being able to
pegado?
convert almost
Uy, si
50
te lo
plus
hubiera
damage
pegado me
headshots,
tapaba.
make it one of the strongest weapons, and particularly, I mean, everybody has
Ya.
seen the clip of
Demasiado lejos.
Mongrel on the high ground with an infantry
Yo
rifle.
tengo un
This is
jetpack, que
about
ya de ahí
the
os
same.
lo
The
dejo.
Auto Solaris
Pablo,
kit,
¿quieres que te
they'll
ponga una
run
pedazotura?
the rifle choice. They'll have a burst rifle on Mitro and then
Ya sé
Tayson
cómo.
Rubén, sí, Rubén, quédate quieto. Rubén, por favor.
rifles. That way, when you're spraying a wall, you have the
¡Toma!
faster shot
Buena tula, tío.
and then the 2-shot burst coming through on the burst AR. It gives them a bunch of pressure to hit.
Esto aquí no se puede utilizar.
We saw that stat of Indretta, Sapphic, and Mongrel having 15 plus elims, so they are slaying
Buena
out. But
tula.
what a metaphor. You see Mongrel's trio all decked out, swagged out, and whiplashes, and then you see everybody else in the back of the pack trying to catch up in the coop. That's the kind of race that we're talking about. Can the turtle catch the hare? And this hare has an extreme crazy start, and they're not going to be lazy like that story hare. They're not going to take a break. They're not going to eat. They're going to keep running at full speed. They're going to take their
Gordo.
and cross the finish line. The question is, can the people in the coupes and the trucks, any kind of Fortnite vehicle,
En
man,
toda
I'm gonna take
cara.
it all the way back to the
¡Vamos,
board phase,
Wolfie!
and maybe the shopping cart days. Who's gonna catch up to that whiplash trio? I
Venga.
don't know who that's gonna be.
Yeah, you can see those Mark 51s being so fast on rotation.
Ponerle todo a una
I will
tula.
say the one thing that could
Yo le voy a poner una tula del otro lado.
for the trio would be if they
Mira
were
eso.
struggling with Storm Surge today. We've already seen in the first 2 games that first Storm Surge has been massive in a
Fuera
completely
tula,
uncontested
Nos salimos y
battle.
jugamos en escuadrones.
Able to kind of get under
¡Oh!
those tags
Tulón.
to get over the top. That could force them into kind of one of those classic.
Yo creo que Javi aún es diferente.
Right.
As long as they avoid that, I think they'll be
Ponerle tula, ponerle tula.
that if
Tula.
they've done enough so far,
Que le
where
metáis
they
por el
have the
culo.
playmaking ability over the course of these 6 games, that they're going to have at least 1 or 2 more.
¡Oh! En la
solid
tita.
instances. As long as they don't have 1 or 2 absolutely ruinous games by Storm Surge, this should
Pablo,
be good enough.
pedazo
right
de
now.
ta-
I'm gonna hop on board with the
Que soy un
I drop
diferente,
straight
que
into
te
the box.
meto.
Downs gets picked up there, no problem from iDrop 7. However, Stirstix is going to eat a little bit of a problem there. He gets caught in a separate
Hola.
box, and all of a sudden, the 2v2 on the mark.
Le meto,
They're going to try and get a little bit
Boom.
of disengaged.
Boom.
Make sure they
Que
can
le
get shields
pego,
up, but a little bit of a slip up there from what
Como
is
acaso.
normally a very strong box-to-box trio.
Otro
That was like
200.000
an
de ping.
extreme push. I've never seen the 1, 2, 3 go, and everybody just.
Alberto, le
Alberto,
meto.
ayúdame a ponerle tula.
AR spray getting right inside as a trio.
Ahora
and
voy yo,
what-
ahora
and
voy
then
yo y me
they
pongo
ran into
tula.
that edit with the triangle edit, and one got caught, got hit right in the shins. You mentioned this, the U side of things. You gotta wear your shin guards, man.
Bueno,
You gotta
¿qué de
pop them, or not
tulas?
someone's gonna crack you, give you that slide tackle, and there's not gonna be a referee to come out of nowhere.
Os quiero
and give you a red
que
card.
porque la vida no
No, se me ha
quiero.
glaseado, bro.
¿En serio?
Worst case scenario, you'll get a
Sí.
warning there in the form of one of your players dropping down, but the retaliation
Pasaría
not
por
going to
ejemplo.
result in anybody else being sent off.
Se me ha
You can see
graciado,
Nems and Rachel
rinoceronte.
rotating through the river,
¡Ostras!
using that downstream current
Mira
to
que
get a
lleva
little bit of
ahí.
speed, but iDrop being aware of that as well, getting good pressure
Soy
on the
mujer.
player, and
Me la han
trying
metido.
to kind of
Soy mujer, me la han metido.
Saliro, vamos a jugar el
20
cuadrón.
players.
Espera, que quiero que me
Ahora
falta
rally,
20
rally, 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 Tebiri. I know where he got.
Coming out from the other side, super limited.
Un segundo,
Anda,
que
me
voy
da
con
con
sensibilidad.
Only
Que
17
voy con sensibilidad.
Intensidad. El peor baile épico.
So we wait for it to catch up, and you can see good pressure coming out from Nems. He
Quédate quieto, que te va a llevar mamá tú.
Luego
providing some
trato.
extra support on both the angles that you can see.
Tu primo,
Ahora me la voy un rato.
So if they are
Iba a decir lo mismo.
get Nems situated, and they're gonna
Hola
use the
chicos,
hard
¿qué
move.
es de más?
Ojo,
Great
ojo,
hit, and
que se la ha
trato.
cargado, que se la ha cargado, Javi.
Hola chicos,
I drop and
¿truco
back,
o
and
trato?
get out of the wall.
Trato.
You're
Pues
just
haga...
seeing how
un
great this
rato.
trio is, but I think what's
Hágamelo
really
un
affecting
rato.
them as we're seeing them, they're trying to
Efectivamente,
capitalize
¿qué es
on
esto?
this
Río la
trio,
tormenta.
is that essentially that change in drop spot is really hurting them
Una
to get
mierda,
their
eso lo
power
veo.
weapons. It's not there. They're really doing this with green weapons and not having that firepower.
malo.
Yes, you
No
can
me
be the
pelo,
most
malo.
extreme trio that's going to fight hip to hip, but we're
Deportivo,
not as
me la
strong as
debes.
Lester would like to say, a 1.5 player that's walking around with an epic shotgun or legendary shotgun. It's just going to be so difficult for you to close out these fights. It's a matter
Aló,
of
la
stamina,
vas a
and you don't
hundir,
have the
caridad,
necessary stamina
cariño,
considering that
sin
you're
más
basically
broken.
going into these engagements
Sin
in
más
shambles, and already
broken.
iDrop 7
Ajá,
goes down.
hermana.
Surfsticks
¿Qué
is
juego
already out,
llama?
and Beto is literally on the green
Y sin
HP as
bonking
Storm is gonna
macor.
overrush him, and there it is.
Tengo
They get cleaned
macro.
up, sundown. And this is
Allora
the same
vas
interesting
donde.
that I was talking about Thomas HD. The change in drop
Luego
spot.
salir a pofa.
This trio
Por
better
favor.
landed and missed
Que le estoy
during
poniendo,
their
que le
heats.
estoy poniendo tu
Thomas
la
HD landed in dirty dots.
Vale,
They
pero ya
made the
está salido,
switches,
ahora
and
vengo.
they got to kind of find the right rotations out of those changes.
We can see all the action going down as everyone trying to get above the Storm Surge section, but most important to the leaderboard there, we
Al
saw
suelo, al suelo.
Andalex and Co. ended up having at least 2 of their players fall, so they're being
Really?
forced into a
Ya, puedo pegar la
1v3
cabeza.
situation unless they can stick a revive.
que no me
We're
deja
gonna hop
pasar,
on board here.
está
Nikos,
aburrido.
Clement, and Floki sitting on 1 elim courtesy of Nikos. Vertical shockwave coming out, pops him up into the air, but not gonna really
Tengo
find
que
him.
renunciarme, ¿vale, chicos?
Hard mats.
Dejo el directo abierto.
You can see the elim feed lighting
No me
up,
importa
and the
que vea.
only
Pablo, me
thing
salta
that
el copy.
matters is we're not seeing
Pero no
Nico,
decías que no
Mongo,
había
and Tayson
copy.
on the right side of that feed.
Sí, pero
In fact,
poquísimo.
we saw them on the left
Pero,
side of that
oye,
feed, getting a
voy a
knock
ducharme, no
right now.
tardo.
The
Bye.
deal
Yo sí que tardo.
Strokey under
9
pressure
años.
here from our top 4 French trio.
Meteros ahí hacéis tonterías.
And Vidil was one of those trios that was so hot coming into the grand finals, and they just literally, just like a hot iron,
Oye, le voy a poner a Iron Man un
just get
pecho,
cooled
¿vale?
down instantly, just like that chug splash. No doubt must be feeling right now. Because it's so sweaty, the competition is
Macho
going to get
pecho
so
peludo.
stiff, and you're looking at here, things are going to get ratcheted up a notch. Considering Sundown, we have a Coral Castle finish in our midst, in the distance. But let's just focus in on this trio fight right now. Nikos, who's been heating up, had a great game previously. These are the fights that they had lose, because we saw it in day 1 where they had those bad game 2 and game 3. This cannot go. They have to go their way here. Yes, gets a nice knock on Vidil.
Yeah, Floki actually just put Vidil in a blender there for a second, getting over to the side there. Kylie also going to end up dropping from a couple boxes away, getting a key siphon too over onto Nikos, who desperately needed the extra shield. They wanted that pickup.
No sabía de qué material
existía la have the additional flopper, but keep an eye on the bottom right-hand corner. See all of those triangles who are already rotating the zone ahead of them, and with only one shockwave, it's going to be very dangerous for this trio to approach the outside. Still 66 players remaining. 25 trios, so continuing the trend, having a little bit of a denser lobby. However, thanks to those eliminations, they're not going to have to worry about this tier 2 storm surge when it rears its head.
Yeah, it feels great. They got the elims, but they're not yet in the placement threshold. We are about 8 trios going down before we can start doling out those points. And this is the things they're already overcoming these engagement obstacles, but they're not out of the water yet. There's still some stormy skies ahead of them. Nikos, Floki, and Clemento are making their way up the board slowly and surely, but they're going to need Nikos, Floki, and Clemento are...
que lo has apagado. Mírame. Que lo ha apagado.
I'll be focused, but that's what you got to do. You're going to have to shoot back and let the people know that those window edits stop shooting at me.
And one of the key things about this trio is their ability to get eliminations gives them the opportunity to climb up the leaderboard just a little bit more effectively. Again, we've talked about it in the games where they don't drop right away. They're more aggressive trio, so their averages are brought down a little bit by those complete and utter goose egg games. When you take those out of consideration, they have a really good time. But forget what I'm saying right now, as the matter of importance is in the bottom right-hand corner. You see that white circle? That's the 4th safe zone. There's always 3 trios currently inside of it, so everyone else is going to begin a mad dash to just pack in on the southern side of that circle. The entirety of the lobby will be trying to squeeze into that area. Everyone else is going to be coming from that side. Nobody wants to put themselves as the first ones out over water. It makes it so easy. You can see everyone going at once, just desperately swimming, hoping to avoid the fire at the top. And just look at the charge up the beach, storming the beachhead, comes at you.
Oh my goodness, and we're seeing trios already going for height. Mongo and Mitro at height, and just behind them, looming in a distance. Trio, and they're kind of gambling in. If the circle goes their way and half in and half out, they're going to have a strong hold here. So Mongo, Mitro, and Tayson here are just now beaming any kind of salmon trying to swim upstream. And they're going to be that bear that's going to feed on this entire rotation here, and look at the congestion that you're seeing here. Everybody, like you mentioned, Sundown, all trying to get on the beach as much as possible and hold on tight. And already there's only one trio that's kind of sitting and Floki, oh no! Floki goes down. That engagement that took up the time is influencing them, it's hurting them on this rotation, Sundown.
And they're completely out there. Clement got picked up earlier. Nikos going down right after. Nikos going down right afterward in the long rotation. The top 4 team, we talked about their ability to get eliminations, but at what cost? Apparently, everything as our number 1 trio sits high atop their perch, high atop the throne. They're first in the leaderboard. They're first right now in positioning here. Nikos gets a little bit of a gimme there as Dave, aka Rojo, will tick over, but one more player will drop and our storm surge will turn off. We have 19 trios left, so almost into the placement points, but yet again, up on the high ground, Mitro,
¿Sabes que le puedes dar 2 veces para irte para arriba y bajar sin hacerte daño?
Lobby, but they're going to have to be toppled at some
2 veces. Pero la coba
everyone else, Janice and Andulex are also without a squeeze. They're in a duo. However, luckily for everyone the lobby is pulling completely away from that with the little side note that we are going all the way over the water. So expect a ton of utility to be burnt here.
Ya estoy en la
Three
montaña, no te
trios
puedo
having
pegar.
priority.
No llego.
Split Splash, we are taking a bath here in this in-game. It's all going to be aquatic. It's all
Ahora
gonna be
dale,
chaotic,
dale.
it's
No,
all
pero
gonna
le
be
tienes
dangerous,
que
but
dar
at
de
the
nuevo
end,
al
there's going to
botón
be
de
someone that's
disparar.
going to have a victory royale. They're going to be soaked. They're going to be tired from
Pero es
all
que lo
the
tienes que
sweat and
hacer
all the water, but it's going to be a
aire.
big game. Somebody could easily kind of bolt their way up their leaderboard, but if Mongo, Mitro, and Tayson, yes, they didn't get the victory royale, but Shayo said it best. They kind of got a mini victory just by staying up, and look at it, they're at height.
¿Ves?
This is going
Eso
to
es lo
be
que yo te
big
estaba
considering
diciendo.
everything's going to be
Puedes
underwater.
hacer.
The low ground warriors are not going to have the ability to save their resources because they're going to have to build floors as well.
Yeah, and we've talked about
He apagado la televisión. No lo he hecho.
single game, and it's going to have to be pried
Ya.
out of our eliminated bodies right now.
Rómpete
As you can see,
televisión,
3
rompe.
eliminations, everyone still trying to pack on in, and again, placement points starting
Ojalá
to
que
get
se
doled
volviera a
out,
romper.
and as we keep an eye on the top of the leaderboard, every single placement point that Tayson,
No,
Mongo, and
es
Mitro
solamente
get
para que tú no
nullifies
disfrutes.
the placement points
No
everyone
lo
else is getting, because
disfrutas.
it doesn't matter if you get
Ahora,
that
ya no lo
point,
puedo
they're
ver.
getting it too. They'll continue to open up that lead, and unless somebody can knock them down off of this throne, it looks like it's going to continue to be a battle for second. As the 5th zone will close, we'll have our transition into the end game, and we're gonna head over to the shark, baby.
Rómpete,
Yes, and now
gordo.
Cammy, you know, that was a trio that was
Ahora
able
dale,
to knock off Mongo, Mitro, and Tayson with a shockwave play. That is the EU thing to do, no doubt.
Well,
Mongo,
dale.
Mitro, and Tayson know how to kind of combat that. They know the defense, and they get a good spread, and there it is. They're going to beam all these people trying to go for it. They're already going to the tip of the nose of the shark. They're becoming the sharks of the region. We already have a rogue shark in NA East,
se me había
all
bugueado.
that. But Mongo, Mitro, and Tayson are being the alpha predators, the apex of right now in this EU region.
Mira.
And that is proof in the pudding, considering they're
Lo
sitting
visto.
on top of the leaderboard and they're looking pretty and they're looking
No
swaggish.
sé, o
Because
sea,
right now
como que me da
Tayson
un
picked up a knock
espanto.
in the feet, and we already seen this. Double E limbs comes from height. The E limb natality is strong with this trio.
Se me
See,
estaba
have
dando
you ever just
fama.
wanted a shark with a laser
Ay,
beam on
Dios,
top of his
¿somos
head? Well,
esos
this is the best
gigantes?
you'll ever get. It's
Oh!
Mongrel up there with a legendary Stark infantry rifle,
Gigantes,
raining
¿no?
shots from above. We saw Savage go down in the feed. Legend's
Bueno,
gonna pick up
Javi
another
diciendo,
Elam, despite
no
the fact
tarda
that
nada,
17
media
players
hora
have
más
dropped.
tarde,
Not a single trio has
pasó
gone down, so
el
only
World
one
Run.
placement point doled out. And as I say that, they begin to tick over. Mongrel gets another elimination. 15 trios remaining, going to be forced over to the side. He's going to build back up. He needs to get over to the high ground and connect with this team, but they are doing a great job of executing this textbook high ground control, and it's going to be their match to
82.
close out. However,
Ah, no,
low on
30.
mats is Mongo, but he says, don't
Yo te
matter,
ponía
don't care.
82, ¿no?
I got the AR I need in the Stark Industry Rifle, and he finds another elimination. We have our top 20 players, top 11 trio.
And it's going to go back over water again. And it all is up to Tayson, the in-game leader, to kind of lead Mongo and Mitro to the prime positioning with getting a knock on ZQ, getting them those angles that they need to send those beams down. We've already labeled these as one of the strongest players in the region with beams, and look at this, it's going to go off a waterfall, so the more elevation is going to go down and down. This is going to be crazy. This is intense. Grove Castle, and now
Chavalito de Málaga.
just for a brief moment at what
Javi,
is
si
going
eso
on in the chaos
es
down below. We
para
have the
ti
ultimate
poco, no
box fighter
sé
teams,
lo que
Wolfie, CRR, and Kenzel sitting in 3rd place, trying to say, wait a minute, not so fast, Mongo. We are going to contest you, and
¿Nos
we're going to
anima?
have a chance to win.
Sí,
But it's
¿no?
going to require a huge effort to dethrone the Kings on top, Sundown.
And we still need to see them go down. However, Janice on his feet, despite Andelix being up. So the 2nd place team at least still getting up to 5th. That's what the top trios do the best in the game. They manage to find a way to eke out these placement points. We've talked about it, that Europe has kind of been
Alberto,
the run
di
of the
quién
Lone
gana.
Ranger of the final moments. And if there isn't a trio hip to hip, then there's
Pero
an
si
opportunity
solamente
for
quedas
the
tú,
clutches
pedazo de
to
albondino.
come
No,
over right now.
Terrer.
On the low ground, you have one of the most dangerous trios who is hip to hip, as Hen will go down there. Deceptos following in his feet right away will send signal the end of that trio. But Wolfies is at the back of the
Por favor,
storm.
te puedes
But at
salir.
the end of the day, the story of
Pues
EU,
salte.
time and time again, E11 Tayson, the Chapter 2, Season 3 solo winner, Liquid Mitro and Mongrel on the high ground, running it out. It's a 3v2. They have 11 eliminations, and at this point, it is a battle for second. There is no way, unless there is a monumental ruin, that with the way this trio is playing so far, anybody will be able to catch them a week with this performance, and this is why Mitro drops down, Tayson and Mongrel shooting fish
Hola.
in a literal barrel of the zone.
No.
13 eliminations.
Yo también, pero Eva, a lo mejor está en un sitio donde no tiene datos ni nada de eso. Sí. Que no penséis en lo malo, que a lo mejor está bien. No penséis en lo malo porque al final está bien y no por plata, así que...